When I was in the fifth grade and my brother Kevin was in the seventh, we went to school together at St. Michael's Grammar School. And every morning my mom would drop us off when she was driving to go to school herself. She taught in Marlborough. And she dropped us well before school started most of the time. And so my brother and I, while we were waiting for school, we would just walk downtown Hudson because the school was right in the downtown area. And we'd go to the local Five and Dime. And whoever had money would buy whatever we were going to split. Or sometimes we would just pool our money together and figure out what we wanted. And we did this pretty much every day. And one day, unbeknownst to us, my dad happened to be in the store. And he saw us do that, what we were doing, and as soon as we left, the clerk, who was there pretty much every day, said to my dad, he's kind of impressed by us, how we were willing to really share with each other. And he explained to my dad what we did every day and really how impressed he was. Of course, he didn't know that that was our father. Well, that night, when my dad got home, he told us that he had been there and how impressed he was with how we treated each other and how we really looked out for each other. And how important that really was. And I forget, he gave us something. I forget what it was as a expression of how prideful he was of what we had done. When I think about that moment, it really is a reminder to me of the truth that all of our choices have impacts. Now, obviously, some choices are smaller than others, but every choice we make is essentially like taking a rock and throwing it into a still pond. Eventually, in that moment, it creates ripples. And every choice we make creates ripples, for good or for bad. And that's the power of our choices. Our choices always matter. Our choices are always important. Not just to the immediacy of what our choice brings about, but to those ripples and how they will impact the world. And we can see two choices that were really important in human history that really impacted all of human history. One for the positive, one for the negative. The negative one, Adam and Eve. They made a choice, and their choice was to reject God, to reject His will, to reject His plan for them. And that clearly had ripple effects that we're still feeling to this day. That decision to reject God has impacted human life from that moment forward. We can see it in their children, Cain and Abel, and then just moving beyond that. The negative consequences that comes from our choices can impact people we don't even know. And that's the hard part. On the positive side, of course, I know you probably already have guessed who I'm going to pick. Jesus. He made a choice to follow the Lord. He made a choice to accept God's will, no matter what it cost him. And Jesus' choice has had ripple effects throughout all of human history. And those effects are what allow us to have hope. Those ripples are what allow us to know what true compassion is. The ripple most powerful is the true understanding of unconditional love. For that is what Jesus showed us in his choice of the cross. And that choice, those ripples will never end. But the reality is, the ripples that Jesus creates do not undo the ripples of Adam and Eve. No matter what, God will forgive us for whatever we do. But the consequences of our choices, God doesn't take those away. The ripples remain. Jesus can fix the consequences to a point. And we just have to recognize that truth, that reality, that our choices truly matter. We need to think very carefully about what we do, remembering always that it's not just about the immediacy of our choice, but it really is about the ripples that come about. Will our choice bring about the destruction of Adam and Eve? Obviously, our choices aren't going to get quite that big. Or will they give us the ripples of Jesus? The ripples of hope, compassion, joy, trust, unconditional love. Every choice matters. Every choice is important. Every choice will create ripples. What will your ripples be? God bless.